Superheroes can't always be victorious winners in battle. There's been many a time where our favorite vigilantes in tights and capes have managed to get themselves into quite the pickle, resulting in a defeat. But they get back up again and keep fighting, and that's why we love them. But on some occasions, a superhero's defeat in the comics can come at quite a humiliating cost. So today we're taking a look at some of the worst, some of the shameful, and some of the flat out humiliating losses with our list of the top 10 most embarrassing superhero defeats. Number 10, Green Lantern and TROIA. This one comes from Countdown to Final Crisis issue 3 and features an evil Mary Marvel, who Green Lantern and TROIA attempt to take out. Those are two foes who don't really go down all that easy if we're being honest. Well, maybe Green Lantern, but more on that later. Mary manages to get the upper hand on them. After knocking out Green Lantern, she grabs hold of his ankle and then uses him as a weapon to club the crap out of TROIA, beating her unconscious, which apparently makes the sound effect whap 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 whap, in case you ever just want to know what Hal Jordan's body colliding with another body sounded like. For you curious Hal Jordan fans out there. In at number 9, BRUISER and Wolverine. So Wolverine is by no means a superhero that goes down without a fight, or easily. But for this member of the Runaways, knocking Logan down was no big deal. This happened in Runaways Volume 2, Issue 12. Now for context, BRUISER, aka Molly Hayes, aka Princess Powerful, is the youngest member of the Runaways. She's the sole mutant on the team, and her powers, despite her parents being telepathic mutants, are that of superhuman strength and invulnerability. She knocks Wolverine out in one punch with him going flying and landing into a snowbank, muttering to himself, "Only 198 mutants left on the stinking planet, and that girl's gotta be one of them." And at number 8, Punisher vs. Bruiser. Yeah, another Bruiser one! If you thought Wolverine's defeat via Bruiser Molly Hayes was bad, Punisher's is like 10 times worse. In Runaways issue 26, when the team are posing as a crime syndicate as part of a plan to take down Wilson Fisk, aka Kingpin, they cross paths with the Punisher. And guess what? Poor Frank Castle has no clue what they're really doing. He thinks he's going after the crime syndicate. Frank holds a gun to Chase Stein's head, another member of the Runaways, only to be met by Molly's fist colliding with his gut. Castle goes down immediately. And you know it's more than just his body that ached. His ego was clearly bruised as well. Oh. In at number 7, Superboy. It should be no surprise that we've included a crippling, embarrassing defeat from the Silver Age on this list. Many a story, especially as far as DC is concerned, were quite wacky back in that era, including this one, the surrender of Superboy from Superboy issue 110. In front of a massive crowd of people, Superboy and Krypto are challenged to a game of tug-of-war by a scrawny old man. But the catch is, this old man ain't a regular pensioner. He's Merlin the Wizard in disguise. Merlin uses magic to win the match, which humiliates Superboy and Krypto in front of a massive crowd gathered in Smallville. Merlin reveals the truth at the end after being victorious, but hey, that's still pretty embarrassing. I mean, Krypto can walk away from that, he is an adorable dog. Superboy? Not so much. And at number 6, Batman vs. Wonder Woman. Batman is generally the one embarrassing other heroes from time to time, but in this case it's Wonder Woman who hands him his butt on a platter. In the 2002 graphic novel Wonder Woman the Hecate, our hero takes part in an ancient ritual called the Hecate, in which she's honor bound to protect a young woman who comes a-knockin' on her doorstep named Danielle. Turns out Batman has been hot on Danielle's heels after she committed a crime. Batman, searching for the fugitive, tracks Danielle all the way to Wonder Woman, in which Diana tells Bats that she can't let him have her, and proceeds to wail on him, knocking him down onto the street in front of astonished civilian eyes. Later, Batman tries to get the girl again, but this time Diana really lets him have it, ending their conflict with her stomping her boot on top of his head until he finally gives in and tells Wonder Woman that she wins. To be fair, Danielle committed a crime because she was in a very precarious situation, which Wonder Woman totally gets, and Batman's like, no mercy, not gonna do it, and then Wonder Woman's just like, bam, bitch. Up next, number 5, Dollar Bill. Compared to most of the other superheroes on this list, Dollar Bill from Watchmen doesn't actually have superpowers. Rather, he's a superhero who is sponsored by a bank, so he doesn't even have Batman's genius intellect or, you know, all of the other things that Batman's. Now, despite the original Night Owl calling him a straight shooter and a stand-up guy, he's also a major misogynist and super homophobic, which makes it a little easier to feel less bad for him. Dollar Bill's embarrassing defeat also resulted in his death. This happened when his cape got stuck in a revolving door and he was shot point blank in the face by a criminal, you know, who was like, hey, he's trapped, I'm just gonna... I mean, definitely not the most heroic way to go. And at number 4, Doctor Strange gets choked. The Ultimatum story arc in the Marvel Ultimates universe is filled with a lot of controversial and brutal superhero deaths, but perhaps one of the worst is Doctor Strange's while fighting his mystic nemesis Dormammu. During battle, Dormammu takes Strange's cape and strangles him with it, something you'd think the Sorcerer Supreme would be able to get out of, or at least avoid, considering he is the Sorcerer Supreme. But nope, he's strangled to death in one of the most graphic and embarrassing panels in the storyline. Look at his face, it's so purple. Ugh. And at 3, Changeling. If you thought being strangled by your own cape in battle is bad, then this one is definitely going to make you cringe. Changeling, aka Beast Boy, was defeated in a much different manner. Off of the battlefield actually, but it was a direct attack to his narcissistic nature. During the famous Judas Contract story arc, Deathstroke and Terra, the latter whom Beast Boy had romantic feelings for, decide to take Gar out in a more creative manner. Deathstroke sends Changeling a bunch of letters from fans, requesting autographs from the young superhero. Gar starts signing them all and licks a bunch of envelopes to send the signed photos to his adoring fanbase. Except those envelopes, well, the glue on them was drugged, meaning he's been licking poison paper, and of course he gets knocked out because of it. Definitely not a story he would want to tell his fellow teammates. Vanity hurts, friends. And at number 2, Batman vs. Guy Gardner. Batman has always had beef with Green Lanterns. While his particular grudge over Hal Jordan had to do with the Green Lantern being possessed by Parallax and causing all sorts of trouble, when it comes to another particular Lantern, Guy Gardner, well, Bruce just doesn't really like him all that much, which is totally easy to understand because Guy is a very unlikable guy, and Guy really gets on the Caped Crusader's nerves in Justice League issue 5. So Batman knocks out Guy with one punch in front of all of their fellow Justice League International peers. It's embarrassing as hell for him. In Batman's defense though, for 4 issues prior to that one, Guy was incredibly obnoxious, and had a real issue with Batman calling the shots as a leader of sorts. Batman finally breaks, punching Guy out, breaking his nose, and leaving him unconscious on the ground while everyone else looks on in awe and wonder. This shuts Guy up for a few issues, putting him in his place. But you can never really shut up Guy Gardner, can ya? And finally, in at number 1, Hal Jordan and the Yellow Room. By now you know that Green Lanterns have a history of getting their butts kicked in not so pleasant ways, so naturally we're ending off this list with yet another Green Lantern humiliating defeat. This one is from Frank Miller's All-Star Batman and Robin. You know, the comic where Batman is a complete dick and verbally abuses Robin a whole lot. But it's not just Robin who gets the short end of the stick from Bruce, it's also his favorite buddy Hal Jordan. Aside from sassing the hell out of him, at one point Batman literally paints an entire room yellow in spite of Hal, then proceeds to torment him, all while the Boy Wonder, who's basically been on the job as a superhero for a day at this point, surprises Hal, steals his Green Lantern ring, and then proceeds to beat him up. So not only is he triggered by the color yellow, which is a thing that triggers Hal Jordan, it's dude, what is it like getting your ass handed to you by a preteen? Not fun, based on Hal's expression in these panels. What other superhero defeats do you think were particularly embarrassing? Give us a shout in those comments below and let us know. If you dug this video, spread the love, hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe to Top 10 Nerd for more lists just like this one. We even have a nifty little playlist currently flashing on your screen that you should totally check out. In the meantime, thanks for watching, friends. I'll catch you on the next video.